welcome to our filmmaker here, Raymond Wallace, and he brought with him Todd Densmore. And we've spoken with Raymond before. He was here last night. He actually assisted on one of the other OBX films. Thanks so much for being here again. And hey, Todd, thanks for coming. Todd just came in from Richmond. So, well, I guess what everybody probably wants to know is, how did you get this idea?
The idea came from a personal experience I had going out into the swamps of Buffalo City by myself, in which I got a little lost and became stuck in a swamp hole. And after that experience, had a little minor panic attack and thought I heard sounds and smelled some interesting scents out there. And I was watching a movie one day and thought, why not turn that into a short film? And it's Lost in Buffalo City came to me. And then brought Todd on board as kind of a co-writer once we had the concept fleshed out. So.
That's awesome, because this is your first film, right?
Yeah, first one of this size.
Nice, nice. So, Todd, what was your involvement in this?
Well, like Skip said, Raymond said once he started to come up with the idea of the story, brought me on. I helped write it. We spent a few months kind of fleshing out the character of John, who he was, added the character of the sheriff, and just kind of built what ended up being the final story that y'all just watched. And then from there, you know, it was go time. We had a few months of prep to get our cast and our crew ready and just kind of put the production together.
Nice. And you guys did wind up using local people for your cast, is that right?
Yeah, cast and crew was about 50%. Actually, I think it's probably closer to 70% local, 20, 30% out of state. We wanted to keep it as...
We had 3 actors. One of them was out of state.
Yeah. We wanted to keep it as local as possible. That's kind of the idea behind it.
That's awesome. And you just became a local not too long ago, right?
I don't think I'm technically a local yet. I've only been here 2.5 years, but I'm working
We're
my way
trying.
around.
We're trying to, like...
I don't deserve that honor yet.
Well, I'm glad you recognize that. And you came from Lynchburg, Virginia, is that right?
Virginia, yep.
Nice. And Todd, did you ever live here, or you've been in Richmond the whole time?
Originally from Maine, worked on some films up there, and then I came to Virginia about 10 years ago. So, been in Richmond for the last 3.5.
Nice. So did you guys used to vacation here, and that's how, or you just had never been here?
Raymond was just offered a job here, so I just kind of came along for that weekend, and yeah.
I had never been here before until I came down.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Wow. So, and if you guys didn't catch that, Buffalo City is a real place, and you did have a real experience. And I personally believe in that stuff, and we are the lost colonies here, and yeah, so I just think that's a very interesting story, and probably some of the locals here could relate. So what's next for you guys?
We're actually in the middle of writing this little kind of suspense thriller that is also going to be set here in the Outer Banks area, like a little chamber type thriller. So we're working on that right now, and hopefully we'll shoot that in the next 1.5 years.
Cool. Can we do like a little casting call for you? I know one of our OBX films last night, we did a little casting call, and they wound up casting some local kids. Yeah, because we do have a lot of local talent here, so awesome. So do you think you'll go out in those swamps again?
I actually enjoy going out there. I go out there. I went out there recently. My mom came to visit. We went out to Buffalo City and showed her around, and
Raymond's a little
actually found some
crazy.
new sites. So I've come to love it. So
Gosh, well, it's just scary enough out there with just all the snakes and the alligators and all of that.
Yeah.
So, does the audience have any questions? I'm sure they probably do. I'm sure. Well, yes.
guys when you were actually filming this because I do work at a festival park. Where I remember coming up on you guys and saying, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
That was you?
I was excited to see someone making a movie, and I'm glad it turned out incredibly as it did.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. That's pretty brave, you guys. Like, you actually filmed it in Buffalo City?
We did, yes. We got waiters and drug our crew out there for
Wow.
the middle of March.
It was very cold.
Yes.
I would be
Cold.
terrified because there are things out there, and people were in the water, you know, where there's lots of critters and stuff there. How did your actor feel about putting that situation?
That was one of the reasons why we filmed in March, is because it would be so cold that the alligators wouldn't be present. But I got to give it to Jeff. He's the man. I wouldn't even personally jump into those waters, even with it being 30 degrees out. So all props to Jeff on that.
Any other questions? Yes.
Why did you go out to Buffalo City by yourself?
Yeah, right.
Because I'm an idiot. No, I was working on a possible documentary about Buffalo City and kind of what happened to the town. I just find the idea of the town itself pretty interesting, so I went out there to see if there were any relics left of it.
And that is interesting because I've been here for 17 years and I had never heard of that. So I guess they do keep it on the down low. So, yes.
Sorry, I had another question. Did you happen to find any of the aluminum coins that they used out there?
No, and if I did, it would be illegal to take them from the property.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, if that would be really cool to find, but no, we didn't find anything like that.
I know, right?
Hi, great job.
Thank you.
Great job. I've done a little paranormal investigating, and so my question would be, when you were out there, do you believe that you had an experience?
Yes, actually I do, and only because of, this is probably a little TMI. I was out there and I came across this strong scent of vanilla that was totally out of place for the swamps, and that's kind of where the idea of presence being out there came from. So yes, I do believe. So,
I was just curious, Skip, how many days on location out there did you spend?
we had, was it like a 6?
Days on location?
Yeah.
We so we shot for our first day was all interiors, and then we spent the next 6 days outside, more or less, in the swamps. We lost a day and a half due to rain, but we still managed to not throw away any pages and got it all shot on time, which was really surprising due to the weather. But yeah, it was pretty much 5 or 6 days out straight in the swamps. And very, very, very cold, high winds. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Did you add anything to the set, or was that all there, authentic?
For the most part, everything was there. Everything was authentic. The bottles that you see our actor walking and finding, and the railroad ties, all of that is there. Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
One at a time.
The Baldwin Productions, is that Adam Baldwin,
It's Benny Baldwin, his brother.
his brother?
His brother.
And the sheriff and the reporter, is that Jeff Ronan the reporter?
Jeff Ronan is the reporter,
The
and
sheriff was Stuart Parks II?
Terry Sneed.
Very smooth. Are they both local?
Terry is, and Stuart Parks, the fish shop guy, is local.
The sheriff, you said that was Terry Sneed, the sheriff?
Yes, sir.
And he is local,
He is local, yes.
but Jeff Ronan is not.
No, he was from New York.
What did it cost you to shoot?
The price of a brand new truck. Too much.
Did you consider shooting any gators or water snakes to add attention?
No, but that would have been a good idea.
The sequel.
Yeah.
And I think that about covers it. You did a real good job.
Cool, thank you.
Very impressed with your work.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Are there plans for a sequel?
No, not really.
We want to move on to other tales of the Outer Banks. So.
Right.
But if you have money to pay us to make one, we'll be more than happy to put one together.
That's right.
I need a new customer.
Yeah.
What kind of truck?
A really nice Ford. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How long was that one shot where the reporter is on the phone leaving the building and getting to his car?
Sure.
One take.
I'll take that.
It lasts. Yeah, it lasts about 2.5 minutes, and took us the better part of
4 hours?
4 hours to film. So
A lot of takes.
yeah, a lot of equipment malfunctions. So
So many. Some that you see in the final
Yeah.
product.
So where did the camera operator, where was she on the side of the truck? Was she standing on the running board or,
no, we mounted the camera into the door.
and then another operator pulled it off?
Exactly. Yep.
The bottles that you found, were those possibly from the original Moonshiners, or was that look like something some modern visitors might have left?
I don't know. It's hard to tell if it was an actual dump site or something left over from the moonshining. I know we did find a bunch of bleach bottles from the early, like 1912, but we didn't take anything. But yeah, I mean, there was definitely a wide variety of dates on the bottles in the area, so it's hard to tell.
Is that a protected area out there where you're not allowed to take anything? Because I know
Yeah.
the National Seashore, like when you pass Nag's Head and Hatteras, you're not allowed to touch or take anything. And because of the pirates we had here, you can't even use metal detectors down there. So,
Yeah, to my understanding, the Alligator River National Wildlife Reserve is protected, like the National Park Service. Pretty much.
nice.
Yes.
I know I asked you and Tim this last night, but do you expect a profit from this effort?
If I make money back on it, I would be so happy. We are on Amazon, so if you want to watch it again, please by all means stream like crazy. And we also have it for sale on DVD and Blu-ray on our website, lostinbuffalocity.com.
Yes.
I have kind of a fascination with costuming. I noticed that the cutaways to the paranormal ghosts, maybe some kind of 18 something something, but I noticed that the little kid ghost, I don't think he was in the same period. So, can
We-
you comment on that and how you might have done that better?
Yeah, the costumes for those sets of characters were actually based on an actual photograph. And for the boy, we had the hardest time trying to get something that matched perfectly. So with that, our production designer, Kate Davison, did her best in trying to match it. So,
Were
But-
those kids local?
yes, yeah, he was actually the son of Stuart Parks.
Nice, very nice.
Thank you all for your questions.
All right.